Hi, I'm Greg Crawford with the Friday News Dump, brought to you by World News Trust. You've probably heard of ALEC. No, it's not the eldest brother of the Baldwin clan, and it's not that weird cousin that lives in your aunt's basement and hasn't seen the sun since he was 17. ALEC is an acronym for the American Legislative Exchange Council, and it is one of the slimiest organizations the corporatists have ever spawned. And given the conservatives' track record, that's saying something. Now, we've all heard Republicans screech incessantly about freedom. They claim that the stand-your-ground laws in various blood-red states give white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, preferably Baptists, the freedom to shoot black teenagers who dare to turn up their radios in their own cars or to buy Skittles after dark. But it does not give a battered black mother the right to fire a warning shot at her homicidal ex-husband in defense of herself and her children, at least not in Florida. Many of those same red states point to the totally fabricated threat of voter fraud in order to justify instituting draconian voter ID laws that again target people of color and other disenfranchised minority populations, the poor, or anyone who might find it distasteful in the extreme to vote for a Republican. Several red state legislatures are considering laws to protect the religious freedom to discriminate. Seriously. They focus their malice on gays, but right-wing vermin want to refuse service to anyone that doesn't look, act, and worship exactly as they do. Now, if you're not a psychopath with the conscience of a cobra, then you might take issue with the savage brutality inflicted on livestock and industrial farming operations. You might even surreptitiously record the actions of the soulless monsters that perpetrate this brazen disregard for the existing laws protecting farm animals from unnecessary suffering. And then you would be thrown in jail and possibly charged with terrorism. No, I am not kidding. We are, yet again, talking about red states, specifically those that have enacted so-called Gag Laws that make it illegal to expose any wrongdoing by corporate farming or food processing companies. So, it is now a crime to report a crime. Franz Kafka couldn't have dreamt up anything this crazy even in his most fevered nightmares. But ALEC could. You see, all of the examples that I just mentioned are laws written by the American Legislative Exchange Council. They invite sympathetic state legislatures, all of whom are Republican, to secret seminars where they're wined and dined and given copies of the bills that ALEC would like to see introduced in their respective states. Now, I could go on for hours about challenges to ALEC's indefensible nonprofit status, its backdoor lobbying efforts, and its malicious agenda in general. But you can find all that on Wikipedia, and there's lots there, by the way. But the question that's never asked, and so never gets answered, is this. What the hell kind of people even think this shit, let alone do it? The short answer is summed up in one word: psychopaths. Psychopaths have no conscience, and so they have no compunction about doing horrible things in order to get their own way. And psychopaths cannot be cured. Unlike physiological ailments that can be treated with drugs or surgery, mental aberrations require patients to take an active role in their rehabilitation. When dealing with psychopaths, that just ain't going to happen, because they don't think they're wrong. Case in point, remember when Goldman Sachs CEO Lloyd Blankfein indignantly told a Senate subcommittee investigating the economic collapse of 2008 that he and his company were doing God's work? Enough said. These people run the banking industry. They run multinational corporations like Monsanto, Chevron, and Halliburton. They run the companies trying to monopolize municipal water supplies so they can jack up your water bills 800%. And they run the American Legislative Exchange Council, which runs the Republican Party, which is trying to run this country straight to hell. So if you're asking yourself, what are we doing in this handbasket and why is it getting so hot? Well, now you know.